Diane, it's 7:34 p.m. on March 29th, 2022, Anno Domini, Anal Domination, Route 20, Sturbridge Road in Charlton, and right up the ways is Charlton Road and Sturbridge. I'm not shitting you, Diane. We got the Yankee Diner a little ways up here, which I highly recommend. Great coffee, piping hot, but not quite as piping hot as Milk and Sugar a little up the ways, which is only opened on the weekends. Unfortunately, Diane, because they brew your cup right there, and talk about piping hot. It's like, what did she say? It's 200 degrees. The delightful young woman who prepared my coffee for me several times there now. And she has a radiant name, and she's a radiant soul. Blue Rose Task Force could use some radiant soul infusion, Diane. Blue Rose Task Force better catch steam, because the task at hand is nothing less than the salvation operation task. The task is salvation of the humanity, which is in serious jeopardy at this moment here on March 29th, 2022, Diane. I've completed electromagnetism 4. We get slow internet because of the data thing with the phone internet service. So the Brahmin here is not the Shivite is not coming up here. The Brahmin, I believe he's a Brahmin. Yeah, there he is. Whatever his title or mask is, he certainly has a most interesting mask. Which is why I chose it years ago now, probably a decade ago, as the headline image. Shortly after I started this site in 2010. That right there says, "How do I get to Charlie Grant's house? Is it cold in Santa Fe?" This has all this electromagnetism 4 is where I've copied and pasted all of the recent videos. A lot of them recently, because I'm making them every day, because I'm live streaming, fluxing, capacitor. You know what I'm talking about, Diane. The tor, like the torque and the turnings of Saturn, god of time, Kronos, the titan of time, Diane. Saturn, the god of 1,000 names. Shani in the Hindu. All of our English names are actually Saturn, because Saturn is Alpha Omega. He's the Alpha Beta, the Alpha Zeta, the A to Z, the Aleph to Zeus. Zeus with 8 gematria, like God, like dog, and which is of course the same as God. So there's a lot of videos on Blue Rose Task Force videos on here, Diane. Who's that? Big field trip, going out in the fields again tomorrow. Driving, I think it would probably be about a little over a half hour or so, maybe 40 minutes or something like that, to Concord, to go to Walden Pond. This here was part of the field trip to 88 Masonic Home Road, just the other day on Sunday. Or was it Saturday? Where the fuck did Monday go and Sunday and all the years? Time flies like Santa Claus through the skies with his clever disguise. Santa has everything to do. Santa Claus has everything to do with Saturn. All of the saints have everything to do with Saturn. Of Saturn's day, Saturday. The ancient god, the heathen pagan god of time. Grandfather clocks, father time. The old man, chronology, the crowns of the royals of Elites, the elite. Elite, we are the elite. We're not just elitists, we are elite. We are the Jimmy Kim elite and the Illuminati of Jim Carrey, who is just, he's so appalled that there was a staged, obvious distraction, Hollywood scripted Oscar event, and Will Smith was it was so appalling, says Jim Carrey, that Will Smith would go and bitch slap Chris Rock for talking about making a joke, a trader joker, a joker Biden about his wife's hair, lack of hair. I mean, sorry, get it right. We live in an asylum, like Dane Wigington says every week. Dane Wigington, obviously one of the Bookhouse boys, one of the true men. We live in a global asylum with mass delusion and denial. The true severity of the sinking of this Titanic that we all are on. The majority are just still shuffling around the furniture, rearranging the furniture on the deck of this Titanic, and blinding themselves, hiding their eyes, distracting themselves from the now, the only time available to us. You don't experience then, you remember and project into then, which is yesterday and tomorrow. Now NOW, 3 letters perfectly synced with ONE, with GOD, and again DOG. Man's best friend. Huh, look at that. That's from this morning, isn't it? Or when was that from? No, that's not this morning. 1:36, was that this morning? I think it was, actually. No, couldn't have been. I filmed at the crack of dawn for the first time today, as you know, and that's, I imagine, now going to become a new part of the show here in this studio. This was just a little while ago. I haven't watched this one yet, so can you please just bear with me here. I want to check this, see how this came out. I mean, I saw it a little bit on my phone, I think. Did I watch this on my phone after I did it? I don't know. I was going to stop at 1:40 after arriving at San Francisco, St. Francis at St. Anne's. It was the perfect, end of the San Francisco is the end of the line, and there's St. Francis, and after doing the labyrinth and circumambulating the church and the stations, the 14 stations of the cross again. It's weird. It looks like it is going slow motion. Okay, I need to do that for my own video. I'm not gonna give myself a copyright violation for copying my video. Oh well, I don't think that's gonna work too well, is it? Right now, there he is. Who's the man? Oh well. I wanted to go to this. Oh well, you can go ahead and go back and watch that one. I'll watch it later too. Yeah, so we've gotten to part 143. So this is 144. I'll just check that out later. So right now we have a scheduled interview here in the studio. No, it's not with Mr. Jackpot's here. Although he's next up, I think, probably, since I don't think there's anyone else in here right now. Although I'm sure I could find some more guests if I look hard enough. Oh yeah, we can interview Papa Smurf too. And Martin here. Stephen Martin, acoustic, of the Blue Rose Task Force. See? Martin. That's his name. Marty. It says right there. Just like Mr. Hero who we're going to interview, Mr. Ketchup. Oh, shit. We should put the helmet on him because we don't want to leave. This will be good. There you go, Mr. Ketchup. Okay. I'm going to be, basically, he's got only one arm, unfortunately, Mr. Ketchup, but he's been reading Walking by Thoreau. He's been liking that. He reads by osmosis. You can't see his eyes. They exist on a different part of the electromagnetic spectrum. We can't see it, and we can't hear him, but being a special agent, I have a special psychic power. Or actually, I'm not supposed to tell this, but I mean, we're on the verge of extinction here, so I'm going to tell you anyway. I don't have psychic powers. I am psychic powers. And I am not electromagnetic. I am electromagnetism itself. I am electromagnetism, and I am what I am. So, Mr. Ketchup. Well, I mean, I'm going to call you... Can I call you Calvin? Because it's written all over your underwear. Calvin Klein, is that your... No? You want me to call you just Mr. Ketchup? Okay. Oh, you don't want me to be gender specific? You're not gender... Here, let me get this. I need to hear you. I can't really hear you. I gotta put this up here. Oh, I see. It's not that you're gender neutral. You've never had a gender? Because you're ketchup. Okay, I got you. Okay. you're like you're not even transgender. I guess you could say you're transgender because your trans means beyond. You saying you do kind of transcend gender, but I won't call you that because that's just I don't want to get in any. Oh, your freaking new shoes here. Sorry about that, Mr. Ketchup. New shoes. Get you some socks later. I know. I was gonna get on that earlier. Sorry about that. Yeah. So there was something specific you wanted to. Oh yes, exactly. You wanted to talk about the last two and your name. I mean, what you're called and how interesting it is, and how everyone kind of takes you for granted. It doesn't really look closely at you. How you're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 letters. Right. And all the stuff with the number 7. And you wanted to talk about the gematria of ketchup too? Right. And how you're measured in ounces, and ounces expressed OZ, and that's Oz. And we are actually living in the land of Oz, a fictional, like, kind of fairyland, or so-called reality, dream reality. Yet. And you wanted to say too how much you... Oh, you wanted to talk about the color red. And how red... Yeah, and how red is the first of the 7 of the visible light spectrum. Right. You're the primary of primaries. You're like the top, as far as your color, you're the top dog. Ketchup, you're top dog. And also that whole thing about like saying... You want to talk about the pun too, ketchup? Like catch up. And how you think like everyone needs to catch up with the program, get with the program, so to speak, but deprogramming the mind and yeah. Right. Okay, so red is the like Papa Smurf's head. He's the only Smurf with the red on top. The red of Ra, or the first ray of the sun, Ra. Who is everywhere. He's in our brain. He is the brain, Ray. So, and this is why we have rationality and reason and rose, the red rose. So right, so you race, right, that's another race, right. Yes, ketchup. Right. So you want everyone to know that you are a humble, meager, organic ketchup bottle advertising, $1.99 valuable ounce Oz price every day, which is one yellow sheet arm, and you wanted to let everyone know that you have the message. Right, the ketchup has the message of salvation here, folks. I'm sorry to have to give you this crazy ass fucking news, but it's just how it is. The salvation is in the awareness and embodiment of the truth here in this of our situation as what we call a human race, is that we are one race. And all of the various ethnicities, nationalities, and differences are secondary to our sameness. Like you wouldn't even know different without same, and same without different. And like all antonyms, they're interdependent. So there is but one race, and what color is it, Mr. Ketchup? That's right, red, your color. Because you slice any one of us tomatoes open, no matter what color the outer shell or the skin of the fruit, or it's you're gonna get red coming out, right? It's the blood, right? Yes. So, yeah, you wanted to talk about how we need to remember that it's not just like horror films and like the ketchup is the red blood, right? Yes. So you want to talk about the redemptive power of red and of ketchup, right? Of you. And how we shouldn't take you for granted. Right. Right. Red. Gotcha. Well, I certainly appreciate that ketchup. I mean, I don't know if any of the viewers catching this from the studio here will really appreciate or find value it, but I certainly do. Up is the direction. I've been sitting much too long. We got to stand, right, ketchup? We got to stand, right, Papa Smurf? The red is the leader. Papa Smurf's the leader of the Smurfs, and red represents the first color. He's the royal ruler of the Smurfs. Papa Smurf, Baba or Papa, same Smurf. P and B are the same. P representing number 2, its alphabetical order position. B, number 2, Beta, Bethel in Phoenician Canaanite. Beta, Greek. Letter B in our wonderful Francis Bacon New English. Bacon. And then P, number 16, which is the same evenness, sorry. Evenness as beta, too. P and B. Talking about double, the bullness. And we got this coming up, mañana. My inner child, Dell computer, has 100% permission to attend a special agent meeting field trip to Walden Pond tomorrow, March 30th, 330, 2022, 33222, 66, 12, tree 3. A good day to go see the trees. And one more special thing before I go and rest up. I'll let you go, you'll let me go, don't you know? Let it go, let yourself flow, slow and low. That is the tempo, let it go. I raise my hand a lot. It's like a reflexive thing when I'm dancing, like when it's like the up. So and when you see me doing this sort of, like if they, on YouTube, if they use that as one of my, they use how they use take a still. Well, there's a couple of them when I've had my hand, like one of them in particular, it's almost like they have some kind of algorithm that's trying to frame people as neo-Nazis, like hailing Hitler. Like I certainly am never doing that. I want to be clear on that. Explicit. I have no interest in being associated with the National Socialists, also known as the Nazis, the Nazi Party. I am not with that party. I am with my party, which is no party at all. I wanted to do a song for you before I go. If I can get this frackin' internet working okay. You gotta make your own kind of music. You gotta sing your own special song. Your own, not someone else's. Even if no one else sings along. Even if it's just you and no one gives a shit. You gotta not give a shit that no one gives a shit. Because even if you're so-called making it and you give too much of a shit, whether or not people are giving a shit about you and what you're doing, if you care too much about that, others' judgments and opinions and attention, well, it's not only going to compromise your authenticity, it will darn right obliterate it, which is why there's so little really beautiful and genuine art. Real art, something that is worthy of that term, equaling 39:12:3. Yes, as in artifice and artificial, because it's man-made, but fine art, real art. Art. You like art, son? You like art, son? Remember that from Good Will Hunting? The real fucking deal happens. And it happens when the chords of, the tether of desire for social acceptance and approval within the artist has been extracted like a bug out of the ear and discarded like the parasite that it is, so that you can actually make your art and your song, because if you're just doing it for others, it's not yours. And most, the likelihood of your being a corporate puppet hoe bag these days is very likely. And having to be one to live, to survive, because these corporations are dominators. Really grotesque, abominable, dead speech operations of complete destruction. The complete demise of a once thriving biosphere here. Not bioflat. It's called biosphere, and it has two hemispheres because they can be demonstrated to be spheres physically. When you get into beyond that, into these other parts of the electromagnetic spectrum that are beyond the visible, then circularity, sphericalness is out the window, because you're not dealing with 3D when you're going into these other parts of the spectrum beyond the visible and beyond the five sense system. Do you know what I mean? Do you get me at all? I hope someone does. But that again, not my concern. Because I do. I follow what I'm doing in myself, and I know that beyond linear time, which is not the only time, the only game in town, well, there's other conscious sentient beings and life and forms of intelligence that are all around and make it so that you could never possibly be so-called alone. There's no lone, where there's no apart in a interconnected, closed structure, a lattice network structure. There's no point of separation. It's all interlocked. There's no alone. There's no separate. That's an optical illusion. A special effect of the Druid Hollywood magic wand. Abracadabra. Ashes to ashes. I wonder what song we're going to be doing here. What do you know about birds, Jack? We're going to slow this shit way fucking down. And I'm just going to sit right here and hope that my director's stool doesn't collapse just yet. Shouldn't be sitting on that anymore, probably. In that case, on second thought, make sure that actually doesn't happen. No chance of it happening. I'm gonna let you in on a secret here. No, I'm not gonna fucking do a striptease, for fuck's sake. I don't even know if you even saw me take my jacket off. I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. Sorry, but I'm actually ketchup. I'm ketchup. I don't know if you might have guessed that already, but now you know. Just figured it's I'm not supposed to tell you any of this kind of any of what I'm saying. It's all fucking classified level, high level fucking shit, but high clearance. But we're on the verge of extinction. I'm done playing tight-lipped and holding back. Why the hell would I at this point? Mr. Jackpots, can I borrow these? Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Jackpots. Hello!